Hey everyone, welcome back. It's now week 4 on Mr. Merrick, week 3 on the Pegasus, and yes, the aerial hunter killer is 98% done, but because I'm lighting it, I need to do a base, and I have wood, but the base I decided to choose was just too big, just too much, so I got to get a little bit smaller one, or make one, but right now it's like cold, and I do mean cold. But not bad week, not bad week, not bad week at all. As you saw from the photo, Mr. Merrick is getting right there. And then with the Pegasus, I got the lighting installed into the front of the ship and got the two, the top and the bottom together. And then I got those sanded down, and then I got the middle, and then I started running fiber optics for the other lighting aspects in the main hull. But not bad, really fun. And I do apologize if the video is like, what the heck are you doing? I got in the zone, and it was one of those weeks where you're just nitpicky. You got to get little things done to get to the bigger things, and I just kept going and just focusing on that. But I apologize, but I do can't wait for you to see, because I showed what I did for Mr. Merrick's face with his hand, so yay. But with that, if you are new to my channel, please click on the subscribe button. When you click on it, click on the little bell, and every time I upload, you will be notified. Again, thank you to all my subscribers. It means a lot to me. And if you see me doing something in my video on a build or a technique or a paint or whatever, and you know, and I didn't cover it good enough for you, please email me at bucktimore@gmail.com or put in the comment section, hey Buck, could you go over that a little more? Hey Buck, why did you decide to do it this way? And I will respond, and if I need to, I will make a video just of that technique. And also, I like to say, you know, I respond well to, hey Buck, good. Hey Buck, okay, it works, it's okay. And then it's Buck, what were you thinking, man? Seriously. I do respond to those within 12 to 24 hours. So with that, let's get to the bench. Well, good afternoon, Wednesday, and yes, back at the bench. And yes, I did work in here yesterday, but I was fleshing some things out, so I knew where I was going to go. So first, as you can tell, I'm starting to get the lighting in on the Pegasus. And I've gone through and, let me see, where are you? Right here. I'm going through doing a little bit of the, you know, the windows are the easy part for that, for the lighting, we know. But other, you know, when you keep looking at scenes from the sci-fi series, you always see just a bit of light elsewhere, and that's what I'm trying to help create. So what I've done, I'm not running these to any actual LED bulb or thing, because I want it to be radiant, all the light around, and this way, and this will help save me room and that. But what I did was I took microcrystal clear, then I took, this is 1.5, and I think this is 1.75. Can't find the bag right now, but for some of the smaller things, I've gone smaller with the photo etch, and then some of the bigger things, as you can see, like right here, just doing a little bit of lighting, giving it some light. So what I'm doing. But the ambient effect is going to be good, and basically it's pretty, not too hard. I've done it before on certain things, and yeah, it all goes flying, right? I tell you. And then I just cut and trim to a point. And sometimes cutting above the glue helps, but let's see. Okay, there's that one. There's that one. And there is that one. Now, just to show you that, I'm going to put this deck on, because I still got a lot of work to do. And let's go through here. Kind of off camera, guys. Didn't mean to do that. Alright, we're going to go through here. And let's set it right there. And let me do this. And do this. Okay. So I'm going to turn this one off, and yes, I got it on my thing, but so as you can see, very, very neat. And you see that radiant lighting coming through the I know, I just had it, give me a second, guys. Sorry, ding, brain thing. I said it when I started this, fiber optics, sorry. Darn thing. But yeah, as you can see, it really does start to take on and do what it needs to do. And it's going to be even great when the paint's, you know, when everything's painted and everything. Still got a lot of work to do on just this section because I still got to go and do some seam work, especially like right here. I'm going to have to do that and take care of some things, but I want to make sure I got to get these guys in, and then get these guys in both, and same here, get those to dry, and then I can start putting things of this together. But also I wanted to share, starting to get some love on Mr. Merrick, and I'm very happy so far with it. This is not even close to being done, but I'm very happy with it so far. I basically went through the program, the one that they're showing for the female. Either one works, but I'm really liking this and I'm really trying it. So I'm going to see how it turns out, but I wanted to share. And yes, the engines are primed and taken care of, and got a little bit of seam line work to do, but nothing really drastic. That's great. And then yes, so I'm also going to have to get some painting done if I can find. Okay, before I can put the engines on, I need to get this primed and base coated for what I want to do for the old ship, because when the engine goes on, you're not going to see this. There's going to be the hint that's there, but it's not. It's not crazy. I mean, let me show you here real quick. So let's say this is where we're going for this guy, and okay. Darn things! I tell you what. Sorry, guys. Trying to do all this, and I should have had more thought out than I did. And I thought I did, and yeah, well. Okay. There we go. Okay. So, if I can get it all pulled down. So you see that spot where I was talking about right there. You can see a little bit of a gap in there, so you want to make sure that's painted, but also that, you get that, that at least that love, because it's going to be hard once these guys are on to try to really get in there and do any really good detail painting. And I want to have these guys ready, because when the holes go together, then that's a lot. So I still got to work on lighting in here, but first I want to get this painted so I can get the engines on, take care of those. And that's pretty much what I did yesterday. Like I said, I got some more painting to do on Mr. Merrick, and I'm going to start working on getting these guys fully, get all the fiber optics in, get everything ready to go, and then I can start putting things together. Well, actually, I can start working on getting the seams taken care of, because yes, there's a good amount of seam work that's going to need to be done, and I shouldn't have put that on yet. Oh well, get it figured out. But yeah, and what I was talking about is because I went ahead and ran this, and I shouldn't have yet, because honestly I need to take this off so I can do the seam work, put this down, and then do the seam work on it. So I'm going to have to take this guy off, and yeah, go from there, right. Sorry, just flipping. Alright, I'm going to stop rambling and get back to work. Good morning, Thursday, and what I got finished yesterday is I got Mr. Merrick. I'm pretty happy with overall. Some little things I'm going to touch up, but I did use different paints to help bring in more shadow, so you can actually see what this poor gentleman lived with. and then working on the lips, and then I'll work on the eyes and the hair. But wanted to share that. And then yes, I started getting I've gotten everything into the front part of the Pegasus, but also want to show you. Let me get this put back right now. Okay, there we go. And I've got the engines on. Nothing's put together yet, trust me on that. But I went ahead and got these guys in so I can start working those. And yeah, and start getting the rest of these guys put together. I got to run some more lighting on that. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now, guys. So, yeah. Yay. And yes, I'm starting to work on the base for the aerial hunter. Aerial hunter killer. So, yay. Alright. Gonna get back at it, and I'll be back when I have more to share. Alright. Just had some lunch, and been working on the base for the most part right now. Just the easy part of the base. I got the wood and everything, but I have started going in and adding detail, I hope. Still got more to do, but yay. And then yes, I have this masked off so I can come back and do chrome and take care of that, and then I gotta weather it up, still gotta do that. But yeah, and I also gotta redo some more on the Pegasus, and I will share that when it comes time. So I'm gonna get back at it. See you soon. Okay, I'm working on getting the logo done, and forgive me guys, I'm going to try to keep it in camera, but my new fine detail brushes, I love them. And yes, I'm hand painting. Basically the only thing that got airbrushed was the soil, and then I've come in and hand painted with everything else because there's just too much going on there if I try to mask and do all that. But I wanted to show you the great thing about some of these is you definitely got a nice little area to work on. So, you know, get your brush. I usually load it a little. I just like to see, especially when I'm working like on the edge there, so that I can make sure that I'm, because sometimes you can get too much paint on the brush, and when you put the brush down, it just starts running everywhere. So I like to get a little bit on the tip, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here's my paint, guys. Brush, and then basically I just tip the top of it. That's it. I don't try to go for any more because, like, again, if you get it too full, it's gonna run, and I don't want it to run. I mean, I'm always gonna have to do a little bit of touch up, but as long as I don't have to do amazingly amounts of touch up. And what I mean by that is usually if I'm you know, that's why I say I just put a little bit on top and then go from there. And yay. Alright, so let me get this one, and then I'll turn it off because you guys do not want to watch me do this. And besides, I'm going to have to go probably put my damn glasses on. I'm already wearing glasses, but yeah. And as you can see, sometimes that does happen. So, alright guys, well, I'm going to get back at it. Well, good morning, it's Friday, and yes, I'm back to work. Yesterday, I finished up getting these halves in, or these parts on the front of the Pegasus, and now I'm going to go back and do definitely some putty work, try to clean that all up, but yay. And also a little bit more done on the Ariel HK, and I was thinking about doing it onto this, but this is too much, so I got to find something better to do this with, so I'm going to keep looking for that. But yeah, not bad. Also, going to start working on Mr. Merrick again. Took a nice break, and I'm going to start actually working on getting his hair in, and then with that I can actually start making sure I'm happy with everything here before I do the eyes, because I want to hold off on the eyes till I get everything done so I can make sure that it all looks well together, because if I do the eyes and then do the hair and then, oh my god, something's wrong, so I'm going to do the hair and then do the eyes. But yeah, so busy day today, and yes, I still have his hand to work on, so that's probably the first thing I'm going to start with. And yeah, so what you're seeing here, I used the Vallejo liquid putty because the casting there was a lot of holes. I mean, just big holes. And then, so yeah, and so I'm gonna start working on that and getting these guys ready, getting this ready for paint, and getting this ready to get sealed up after I get the putty work done. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna get back at it. So I will come back when I have more to share. All right, had a good lunch. Went out in a 7 degree weather. Took Gabrielle out. Now back to work. First thing I want to share with you guys is when you buy the Pegasus kit, it comes with these decals for the landing bays. And because I'm using the extra, the photo etch, I had to clear a lot of that out. And now I need to get these markings onto here. And yes, there are decals for it, but I want to get my shot at trying to actually get this designed and actually painted. So that's what I'm going to try to do, or what I'm going to work on doing. So yay. But yeah, so I got to take one of the and do it like with these. Now this is from the Galactica that I did, and I really wish I would have had another set of these, because it's easy. I can just cut them off and just go like that, but I won't have enough for all the bays. So I'm going to give a shot at trying this way. But yeah, so that's what I'm on. And then I was working on Mr. Merrick, and I've tried a couple things. So this side is just straight up, sorry, let me zoom out a little bit now since I showed you that. This side's Vallejo Model Air Sand or Ivory. He has a very, very elegant blonde hair. And then here I went with a little bit of dark yellow. I was going to try to make the roots a little bit darker, and I'm still getting there. And then I brushed in, then I used a mix of sand and ivory. And that's what I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to go with this first. I'm getting there, but I'm still working that out, because I'll know the colors right when I see it and feel it. But yeah, so I'm gonna get, what I really need to do before I get more into that is I need to finish getting Mr. Merrick's hair done, and his hand will be ready for paint soon. And yeah, and that's where I'm at right now, guys. So I'm gonna clean up, get Mr. Merrick's hair painted up, and get back to this. And yes, I keep all of my extra masking material from Aztec done, because one, I like his stuff, but two, it comes in handy, so handy when doing scratch built kind of things that I'm trying to do. So yay. Alright guys, well, I'm gonna get back at it. Good morning, Saturday, and yes, it's the morning and I'm at the bench. First things first, I wanted to apologize that I didn't go through any of what I did, but I'm going to explain it, and then the next time I do another bust, I will definitely make sure to show. So, overall, for the face, I did what Vallejo was saying. I used part of what Vallejo was saying to do the bust, and I did a little bit of this and him. So what I did first, like it says, is I hit it with three fine coats of this black surface primer. Then I went with the gray surface primer, and after the black had dried, then I went with the gray and did 2 fine coats with the gray and let that dry. Then when that was good, I did an overall flush. I used the 72.769, the flush, as my base. And after that had dried, I went in with, sorry guys, I'm trying to find it all. I went with, sorry, just trying to find it all. Not that one. Where are you? Seriously, where are you? Not you. Sorry guys, I'm trying to find what I did with what I had. Okay, there we go. Okay, so after it the base coat dried, I went with the red terracotta to help define and give a little bit more depth to his face and this and in the throat. Then I went with I tried to use the pale flesh, and man, did it not look good. So I went back and I went back, and this time instead of the red terracotta, I decided to go with the barbarian flesh. And man, I will tell you one thing, it is amazing because it definitely added a lot of depth to his face. And I went in and added, as you can see, I definitely tried to make sure the shadows caught right and that. And once the barbarian flesh was good and dry, I went back with the flesh, and I airbrushed it back on, of course, but I didn't go crazy. I wanted some of the darkness and the depth to be seen, so I went back, and that's what the barbarian flesh helped me with, was a lot of this. I got to do a little bit of touch up on the nose, so yay. Then, as you guys remember, I was trying to what I was going to do for Mr. Merrick's hair, and what I ended up doing first is I mixed dark yellow sand and T.B.I flat white. And let me show you. I'm sorry, getting them all back here. I use a T.B.I flat white, and then I use these. So I went mostly eyeball, and basically, so that I went 25% dark yellow, 50% sand, and then 25% flat white, and it gave that little bit of darker, as you can see in here, the blonde, and it gave it a little bit more depth, darker. And then after that dried, I went back with just the sand, and I dry brushed all this in. I helped bring out the highlights into his hair. So yay! So now, next thing I need to get going on with Mr. Merrick, and I still got to do his hand, and when I start doing his hand, I'll show you the flesh techniques that I did. I'm going to need to get his eyes, and then I got to do some more work on his suit. So, let me get this out of the way real quick, so I don't drop him accidentally. And that. So let me get some things rearranged, clear up the area, my area real quick, and then I'll come back and show you the other thing that I was working on. Okay, I also got these sanded down and got masked off, and then I still got to do some on here. But what I did to help with a lot of the seam is I went in with the Vallejo putty, the Vallejo plastic putty. This, I love this. And I went in and I just, as you can see, I was starting to add it into, I'm just adding it in to help make that more of a defined panel, you know, where the plates are, than, you know, what it was. And I put this in and I wiped it off, and now I'll go back and clear it up, clean it up better. But, yeah, and I'll do that when I get going on this guy. I will share that with you. And, yeah. And then, like I said, the other thing I was working on was the landing bays, or, you know, yeah, the landing bay, tight wing bay, whatever. I'm sorry, guys, but what I'm doing is turning the camera off so I can make sure I can find everything first. Okay, got everything mixed around. So these are this is the lower landing bay, and I'm just going to share. So what I did, I took the decals that came with the kit, I cut them out very tight, what it has, so I can get them lined up, as you can see. So I can line them up, because I probably will use this decal, not sure yet, but so I can get it lined up so I can do everything else. So what I did is I took a little bit of my masking tape and I line it up line it up, and then I'll just do that with this piece. And I take a little bit more masking tape to help hold it down for now. And let's see, let's get you back there just a little bit more. Okay, and then I'll do the same thing here, because it's going to help me at least get the layout of the pattern, what I'm trying to create. And drop things everywhere. So get you. And sometimes I have to actually, I look at underneath, make sure it's lined up pretty good, and it is. So now, yes, I gotta do 2 little ones here, and again, I'm not pushing real hard down onto the decal, just enough to where I can grab it and hold. Okay, that is now done. Then the next thing I do is I want to make sure I can mark out where it stops and where it goes. So the first thing I do is I put another piece of masking tape to help line it out. And sometimes it's easier if you cut a big enough piece of tape to hold it, but alas. Okay. And again, I will, again, just get it close, you know, right there, maybe. Okay. And now I know it looks a little weird, but also you got to think of the angle that this is going to be coming to. So what I do is I just bring it down a little bit more over, and there. So, and now make sure I have a big enough piece of tape, because dang, well, almost. And again, same thing. Sorry guys, trying to make sure I get everything lined up right. And okay. And again, I will do the same thing, but a lot of times what I also do to help make sure I'm staying straight is I bring it up and look at it and make sure that it is too far over. Okay, my bad. Okay, there. Then I make sure that it's that. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do, or that I did, is I have, like I said, I have a ton of masks or masking stuff from plenty of projects that I had, and this is stuff I use from HDX ModelWorks for when I was doing the refit. And trust me, I never, if I got enough, if I have leftovers, I use the crap out of it, I tell you. And then what I do is I line this piece the best I can. Well, better than I can. Just give it a little tap, and then again, I will switch things around, or get it out here where I can see what it's doing, and make sure it's lined up. And all I'm doing is I'm masking off the black, so I don't have to worry about having to do that yet again. And then once I get it straight, with this stuff, this blue ones, if you try to push it, it's flexible. So what I do, and what I learned, is I come back and I make sure to tap it down so it's there. And I do this again. I grab another one, and just like I did this last time, I will get it set up or on, and then do that line drawing. So, and sticky. Dang fingers, I tell you, sometimes they just don't like to play. Okay, and again, I'll do the same thing. Is I make sure I try to line it up well. And sometimes it's easier done than said, because I have my tweezers on wrong, not far enough out. Okay, here we go. And then I look at it, and then I'm going to make sure, yep, so there we go. Then the last thing I do is I get the decals off and all that, and I push that in there. And I just take my X-Acto knife and I just follow what I did on where I cut the decal at, and so I can get this off, get the masking tape off, and there we go. Okay, you're done. Then, like I said, I just come in here because I cut it. It's awesome. Again, and the fun, right? I tell you. And then I just take it off, easy, and do that. Get rid of that, and get you. And then I have a bag that I'm keeping these in, so I don't lose them, because I have a big prone of doing that, is losing them. And that's what I did. So once I get this off, the next stop is I need to do a overall paint base, and that's going to be the gray, this kind of gray, and then I can go in and start doing everything else. Now I'm not going to create a lot. I'm trying to, but there's some things that I'm not going to be able to do. I can do these, but then there's these inside, so I am trying to figure out the best way to do that. So then there's that. Alright guys, well, I'm going to get back at it, and I will turn the camera back on when I'm ready to oh, you know I'm going to turn the camera back on, but when I have something to share with you guys. So I will be back. Okay, I said I was going to show you what I did with this Vallejo liquid putty. So as you can see, there's these on this side, and then yeah, you see that? I understand they tried to make it was molded to go with the seam line, but the gap is just something too much. So what I decided to do is I come in here with my Vallejo. I don't have any masks or anything, and make sure it's in camera so you can see it. So what I want to do is I pump some, as you can see, I pump through it. Man, I can't talk today. Push a little bit of this in. Then I come back with the paper towel, usually. Come on. Okay, let's see if I can get this to work. Because I usually use Q-tips, but man, I go through Q-tips fast. So what I do, and then I'm just gently wipe it down, like so, both sides, and if I need to, I have toothpicks, or not toothpicks, but Q-tips, so I can get the excess off the sides, so I don't have to sand so much. And there we go. And then I'll take care of what little over is there are when this gets done. But that's how I do this, as you can see. Now, like I said, I gotta go in and do some cleanup, but yay. And then I can start working on paints for that. But I'm gonna get this finished, and then probably get to I'm probably gonna get back to Mr. Merrick. Still working on how the plan of action is today, but I'm gonna get back at it, so I will return. Okay, got the clothing part masked off, and now I'm going to get started on that hand. And sorry about that, guys. So again, I'm using the Vallejo black primer 74602. And side note, guys, when you do use this, remember you got to thin it out and don't go long, because it actually starts drying before when I did all that big stuff on the Pegasus. But what I think they mean by fine coats is yeah, just like this. I'm just going in, not hitting it heavy, I'm just trying to get the color on there. And as you notice, I'm not real close either. As you guys can see. Sorry, I'm not talking, but that's the first. Now I'm going to do that. It says 3, but I'm going to take a look and see what I want, whether I want to or not. And then after this dries, I'll go back with the gray and then let that dry. So yay, right? And then after I put the gray on, I'm going to make sure it gets good and dry, and then I'll go in and start doing the painting. Sorry, I had to get a drink. But that's what that is, where I'm at right now, guys. So I'm going to get back at it. And when I get started on the gray, I will bring it back and share with you. So, see you soon. Alright. Had some lunch and back at it. First thing is, I've started working on Mr. Merrick a little earlier. So what I did for his eyes, I went and used... Make sure I can find them all. I started with this dark flesh tone and let it in there, and then I came back after it dried and went in with T.B.I flat white, and beautiful. Then for his mouth and lips, I went and used the red terracotta. I dry brushed it in, and after that dried, I came back and dry brushed the flesh. So it's not looking but it's like, oh wow, okay, yeah, that worked out great. So I gave it a nice actual look, and then yes, I still have the tooth and the eyes to do. Yeah, fun, the eyes, right? And I also went ahead and got gray on Mr. Merrick's hand, because I didn't think you guys want to see me put gray on. But yeah, so okay, got runways painted, getting the eyes on Mr. Merrick. So before I get too much into anything else on Pegasus, I figure I need to go ahead and get started on this. So I will be doing the base in the 72769 flesh, and just like with anything you do, guys, don't try to get it all on at once, and definitely don't want to do that, because for me, I like the, oh my god, what happened? Where it gives that nice randomness. It makes it feel really neat. And yes, and now trust me, this isn't going to be the first. This is only the first pass of this base. So I'm making sure I get everywhere. And the funny thing about fingers is something I'm learning, because I've never had a great hand, detailed, bigger hand, is learning that. But that's the first pass. And then I'll go ahead and do it again. And then when it's done, then I'll come in. Once it's all dry, I'll start showing you the shadowing and other things. But here comes Mr. Merrick's hand. Alright, I will be back. Okay, got both of the main body. I got the fiber optics in, so they're drying now, and there. So they're drying now, and I've already started priming other parts that I want to try to take care of before I start putting things together. So yay, right? Also, I am now going to go. Sorry, I'm going to start getting this so I can do the yellow. And from there, I will paint the yellow. And then Mr. Merrick, just kind of letting him sit here and dry. Starting to get his eyes, and I still got work to do, that's for sure. But getting closer, and then here's the dry of the hand so far. So, busy, 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 busy. But I think I'm going to start with the hand first, because I want to kind of talk with you guys, on it. So I need to grab. Nope, I'm gonna get. Nope, I am going to get Barbarian Flesh, and then the Hex Lichen. Okay. Now normally I like to do an airbrush, but this is so small there's no point in actually loading my airbrush just for these little bits. So the first thing I am going to do is I'm going to do the purple or the hexed for right here, and then I'm going to go through with the Barbarian Flesh and do some more shading. But what I'm doing right now is, like I said, I'm using the Hex Lichen, and what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to do more of a dry brush to get that shading in there. So again, I get my brush loaded, get it all off, and then I slowly get in there to give. It's not that bad, guys, but then when I go to do the other flesh, it'll be there a lot better. Okay. And that's basically that right there. That's all I'm going to do. And then get my brush clean. Make sure. Nope. Always having to keep cleaning, cleaning, cleaning. Let me zoom that out a bit more. There you go. So you can see what's going on. Dang. You're gonna have to sit, aren't you? Man, that purple is kind of like red. It just does not want to ever get out of the brush. Okay. Okay. There. So now I'm going to start doing some shadow work, or depth work, I call it. And I'm going to use the Barbarian Flesh because I liked what it did with Mr. Merrick's face. And again, I'm going to do basically the same thing, but I'm not going to go as subtle because I wanted to get through. So I'm just kind of doing that. And just give some shading where it needs to be shaded and a little bit more oomph. So as you see, there's really no reason to get the airbrush because it would have been too much. And just kind of go through doing that. And again, and if you get too much on there, if you're doing the brush like I am, you can always get it. You can take off the extra with your brush and then just dry brush it onto a paper towel. Something like that. Okay. And then just turn over and get all the other fun stuff. So I'll definitely want to get in here, 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 definitely here. Sorry, I'm kind of just rambling. But, and then, so just kind of like that, guys. And then I'll come back in. And so if you get too much like that, like I said, I just pick it up and wipe it off on the paper towel like you're dry brushing. And then I'm going to make sure I'm happy with everything. Okay. Just trying to create a little bit more depth. And like that, and then if I have to, I'll just use up what's left on here to dry brush a little bit more, just to give that little bit more oomph. Just kind of like that. And there. Now I'm going to let this dry And when it's dry, I will go and do another. I'll start doing the the flesh coating again, and get this all blended in. So yay! All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna get back and back to the runways and see where if that gets dry before it's time to shut down today. Hopefully, I can get the last, get the blending coat started. But first, I have got to start getting these guys down in and trying to find everything. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna get at it. Okay, so gonna do the hand. Start on it again. So let me zoom in here a little bit. Again, I'm just using the flesh, just the straight up flesh. And then what I do, I just slowly start building it up and trying to get it blended in. Just like so. As you can probably tell, I keep my brush a little bit further away than I would normally, just because it's the flat, I don't want it to pull up or get, oh my god, And there's one pass, and as you can see, it's starting to blend in. So, yay! Awesome. And yeah, that's basically what I did with the face, just on a smaller scale. So I definitely, when I do another bust, I will definitely make sure I do enough video of each step. So, yay. But, alright, well, I'm going to finish getting this guy blended, and I'll come back and share when it's finished. Okay, guys, this is where I'm going to finish this one for right now. But, sorry. But, yeah. Cool, huh? Alright, well, I'm going to get some things cleaned up. Alright, well, this is where I'm going to wrap it for the week. Pegasus is starting to come together. Got the kit base all painted up and ready to go. Now I just got to get just a couple more things, and then I can get that taken care of. Getting that is a bunch of fiber optics for the Pegasus. And then the best part of the week, Mr. Merrick. And got a little bit more to do on his eyes, but got hair. The face turned out well. This turned out really, really well. I love that. And then his hand. So with that, guys, have a great, safe, and happy weekend. Have a great, safe, and happy week next week, and happy Thanksgiving. Because after when I put the video up, Thanksgiving will be over. So happy Thanksgiving. And I'll see you guys next time on the bench.